You wake up. The alarm cuts through the dark. For a moment, you just stare at the ceiling, feeling the weight of everything you haven't done. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow always looks like today. You roll over, grab your phone, scroll through the noise, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is cluttered. That's how strength fades. Not in big moments, but in quiet ones, when you skip the habits that keep you grounded. Most men never notice it. They wake later, scroll earlier, react before they create. It feels harmless. 5 minutes of distraction. But those minutes are a trade. Focus for fog, direction for dopamine. Slowly, your edge dulls. You used to move with clarity. Now you drift. You used to act with conviction. Now you hesitate. Strength isn't built first in the gym. It's built in silence in the morning when no one's watching. You've been told to grind harder, sleep less, prove yourself, but nobody taught you to build the mind strong enough to carry the weight. You grind, but you're empty. You lead, but your voice feels distant. You're not lazy. You're overstimulated. Every morning you flood your brain with noise and burn through the focus meant for your purpose. You don't need more motivation. You need stillness, discipline disguised as silence. The enemy isn't your past or your boss or your ex. It's the small habit that numbs you before you even begin. Every time you skip your ritual, your moment of stillness, you surrender your mind to chaos. And chaos doesn't build kings. It builds slaves. Slaves to comfort, to routine, to endless scrolling. You know this. That voice whispering, I'm better than this? That's your spirit begging you to remember your standard. You've been hurt, betrayed. You've given your best and been left empty. Some mornings you can't get out of bed, not because you're weak, but because you're numb. You scroll, you distract, you pretend you're fine, but something's missing. That's not weakness. That's the cost of caring in a world that tells men not to feel. You're not broken, just disconnected. But numbness is the armor men wear when they're tired of losing. The world doesn't need more numb men, it needs grounded ones. Men who feel but don't drown, who hurt but still show up. There's science behind this. When you wake, your brain releases cortisol, fuel for focus. But when you reach for your phone, you hijack it. You flood your brain with dopamine before you've earned it. Your system thinks you've already achieved something, and by the time you need that energy, it's gone. That's why you're drained before breakfast. You spent your strength reacting to nothing. But this can change today. The habit that separates weak men from strong ones isn't complicated. It's one decision. Wake before the world, claim silence before noise claims you, meet yourself before anyone else gets a piece of you. That's your ritual of power. Not cold showers or 10-hour grinds, just stillness. No phone, no distraction, no escape. When you face that silence, you face the man you've been avoiding. When the alarm hits, sit up. Don't scroll. Breathe. 5 deep breaths. Feel your body wake up, then speak. Today I lead. Today I act with intention. Today I protect my energy. Your words program your mind. Your breath calms your system. Your stillness reclaims control. This isn't meditation for comfort. It's meditation for command. Men who move mountains all share this. They own their mornings. You don't need perfection, just presence. Because a man who wins his morning doesn't chase peace. He creates it. Some mornings will be hard. You'll be tired, frustrated, empty. That's the test. When you show up anyway, when you breathe anyway, you win the war most men never fight, the war against comfort. Every morning is a negotiation between who you were and who you could be. The first few minutes decide the winner. Stillness is strategy. Focus is armor. Warriors have always known this. When you master silence, you master yourself. And a man who masters himself can't be controlled. People feel it. Women feel it. True strength isn't loud. It's calm. It's the quiet confidence of a man who knows who he is, what he's building, and doesn't need approval to keep going. Picture this. Tomorrow you wake with no phone, no noise, just breath. For the first time in a long time, you don't feel rushed. You don't feel behind. You feel alive. You realize you never needed more time. You needed control. Every morning you choose chaos or command, reaction or creation, weakness or strength, and it all begins in the first 5 minutes. You've been asleep, not in your bed, but in your life. Every time you hit snooze or scroll before sunrise, you tell your mind your word means nothing. That ends today. Because when you reclaim your mornings, you rebuild trust with yourself. And when a man trusts himself again, he becomes unstoppable. You stop chasing validation because you start living with direction. Confidence is born in silence, from keeping promises when no one's watching. It's not just a few minutes, it's a seed. A still mind in the morning builds clarity at work. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds respect. Respect builds peace. It all starts with one ritual. When you center yourself before sunrise, you walk into the world already full. You give energy instead of taking it. You attract love instead of chasing it. You create opportunities instead of begging for them. People feel it when a man moves with certainty. It's not the muscles or the money, it's the presence. The calm that says, I've met myself before the day began. Most men lose their fire not because they stop providing, but because they stop leading themselves. You can't lead anyone until you master your own state. A woman doesn't need your perfection, she needs your direction. She feels safe when you control yourself, not her. When you start your morning grounded, you walk differently. You listen more, react less. That calm becomes her trust. When she tests you, she's not trying to destroy you, she's checking if you're still anchored. Masculine energy isn't aggression, it's direction. The ability to stay focused when life distracts you, the power to hold a goal and move toward it no matter the noise. Morning silence trains that muscle. You practice peace when it's easy, so you can protect it when it's hard. That's how kings move. That's how warriors lead. That's how legacies are built. The first week will test you. The old you will whisper, just 5 more minutes. But that's not comfort. It's weakness begging to survive. Every time you resist, you starve that version of you. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you feed your power. You're not just building a habit, you're burying the man who couldn't handle silence. Transformation always feels like loss before it feels like freedom. One morning becomes 3, 3 become a week, a rhythm. You start walking differently. Quiet confidence replaces loud insecurity. You crave peace more than pleasure. You become the man who keeps his head when others lose theirs. The man who listens before he speaks. The man who commands attention without asking for it. Discipline becomes default. Peace becomes normal. And that's when you become what most men only talk about: grounded, present, unbreakable. No one's coming to save you. No mentor, no woman, no miracle. It's you. It's always been you. The morning is your battlefield, and the enemy is comfort. Every day you win that battle, you forge armor for your mind. So when life hits, loss, betrayal, failure, you don't crumble. You breathe. You return to that silence. You remember, I've been here before. Because the man who trains in silence doesn't fall apart in chaos. Tomorrow, the alarm will sound again. You'll have 2 choices: roll over and repeat the same story, or rise and start a new one. That first breath will be your rebellion, that stillness, your declaration. Because from that moment, you're not just a man who wakes up, you're a man who rises. And the world respects a man who rises. So tomorrow, no phone, no noise, just breath, just presence. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, I don't need motivation, I need discipline, I don't need approval, I need focus, I don't need more time, I need this moment. Then build from there, because a man who wins his morning wins his mind, and a man who wins his mind wins his life.